Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a Truder. Welcome back to Empire Total War. Well, last time, I'd say the war against Sweden got off to a good start. By which I mean, it got off to any start whatsoever. We have spent so many years just appeasing Sweden, paying them off, but no. No. You guys want to fight? Let's have a bloody fight. And I won't deny things are going well in the Caribbean too. At this point, we pretty much own the entire world sugar trade, which is magnificent. Though I have pretty much, yes, crashed the ivory and sugar economy. I am flooding the European market with all that stuff right now. But, don't you worry, I've got a plan. But before then, oh, we've got some fun to be done today. Because, oh, Sweden, you poor bastards, you should not have kept annoying me. Today, my army is going to mop up the Swedish forces and march on Stockholm. While down by the coast of Brazil, just by following their trade, yes indeed. I know the Swedish are hiding in the fog of war, and I'm going to annihilate their fleet as well. Oh, and fun thing I just missed at the end of last turn, by the way, so, Britain is on the expand. They've decided to move over here into North Africa, which is basically really good news for me, as far as I'm concerned. Because, okay, two things. This means the Barbary states have one less port, which is great, because they just keep spawning boats that hijack my trade. They're very annoying. And two, this means Britain's got a port in the Mediterranean. That means they're going to start spawning ships here, and that means an extra force fighting against the Spanish in the Med. And I am very, very happy to see it. So alright, let's see what's going on round the rest of the world. And in particular, keep an eye on that Swedish army that's currently cowering inside a town in Sweden. We need to make sure we understand what they're doing or not doing. And okay, still a bit of a standoff between Austria and Westphalia in Saxony. Gotcha. Now, I will say, Spain are helping me in the Med. At the bare minimum, they do a good job clearing out the pirates. Oh, and there we go. It was only a matter of bloody time. Poland's decided to move in and attack us. Honestly, they're welcome to. Berlin is well-defended, well-guarded, good army right there. They're not doing anything against me. And better, Westphalia and Britain both joined up because they don't particularly care for Poland either. So okay, Poland-Lithuania versus the Dutch, let's go. Okay, there goes Sweden, moving south as we should reasonably have expected. And they're going to try and make it back home to safety. Meanwhile, the fleet is also... the fleet's on the move. Okay, buddy, you going to try and break the blockade? Because if you are, I suspect I've got your number. Oh yeah, this is nothing but brigs and sloops with a single light galley also floating around. I've got a 6 rate and an admiral. Okay, you are in trouble, buddy. Okay, here we go. First exchange incoming, and curiously, their poor light galley has just been left completely unattended over here. So, okay, I'm just going to bring my fleet in this direction to annihilate these poor bastards, just to get one ship fleeing straight away. Plus, on the other hand, we can also lay down fire on their rear ship right here. That's a sloop that's already lost 20% of its guns. And the main Swedish fleet over there cannot get back to me because they'd be sailing straight into the wind. So it's going to take them some bloody time to regroup. I've effectively just, split their fleet in two immediately. Marvellous. Okay, I shall take the brig and the sloop into my own fleet. The light galley, however, is kinda trash, so that's just going to be sold to the sea police. And there we go. Lovely. Right, so you can naff off now. Oh, and there's more ships floating around. Yes, sorry, I'd forgotten about you. There were a handful of ships, Swedish ships, in, yes, the West African field. Now, what precisely are you? You guys are... ooh, you got a 6 rate. A sloop and an Indiaman. Okay, do I have any... I've got a brig and a sloop. I'd feel more confident if I had a flute here. So I'm going to attempt to retreat off this particular thing and... or you could just sink, I guess, if you were really determined to. I feel like you could have fled, but sure. Oh, and bloody finally, we've learned some basic philosophy. There we go. There's the flute, though, to be honest. One completely isolated flute with nothing but Indian and trade vessels. I'd rather not take that fight if I can avoid it, so okay. You guys pull together into one mega fleet. I am pretty confident that, should it come to it, the flute and the Indian ships could win that engagement. But I'd rather not force the issue if I don't have to. Especially as what they're doing now is sending trade back to Europe, which I'm immediately hijacking, so, you know what? I can't object too much. Now, back over to the big deal. Because I have got an agent right here in Scandinavia. So let's just have a bit of a loopsy-roundy at what you guys have got. Because it looks to me like Sweden is panicking and... oh my goodness, an imperial palace, a drill school, a royal observatory. Oh, now this is going to be very fun to take over. Yes, we now have visibility as to what's going on in the world with these bastards. And I would say, honestly, anybody who's not currently healing up, start healing up. We've now got the money for it. And then just march straight at these bastards. They're going to be able to put together something of an army. It's not going to be a good army, it's going to be basic stuff with, no experience. We've beaten them before, we can beat them again. Especially as these guys may or may not be repaired right now. Based on the flag, we know they're not, but we don't know whether they're currently replenishing or not. So, okay. I would say move over towards their city. They're not going to try and make a move on Copenhagen. So in which case, just march straight at them. Let's see if we can just spook them. I would rather they retreated to Stockholm than potentially going and causing trouble with my possessions over here. Especially as I'm willing to wait. To be honest, I'm very happy to wait, in fact. Because, my troops need just a moment to recover. Oh, looky here, it's the Swedish Navy, and this gigantic navy is actually not so good. Okay, how many fighting ships do they actually have? Maybe 4. Then a couple of support vessels, the brigs and the sloops. Rest of it, maybe half the entire fleet, is nothing but trade vessels. And that means, if I do this right, not only do I destroy Swedish naval power in South America, I get to steal their trade fleet off them and start turning it into money for me. And let's be honest here, these ships are absolutely straight up outclassing the Swedish. Alright, I am bringing galleons that I've stolen to bear. I am bringing flutes as well. I'm bringing my own 6-rate. I'm bringing, admittedly, a less experienced admiral, but I've got a plan. Okay, and I think it's going to work really bloody well, given the Swedish composition. Because, you see, we need to talk a bit about naval theory. There are broadly 2 ways you can approach your initial deployment in a naval fight. Number 1 is the line, and the line does have some good stuff to recommend it. The advantage, of course, of the line is your ships are ordered, so I can put the tough lads, the galleons, up front. And in addition, every one of your ships has a clean firing line, because they fire to the side. It is a sensible, ordered way to do a battle. It minimises losses, it means that your line maintains good order. But there's another approach which I've used before, and that's this horrible mess. Alright, the blob. Why is the blob good? The blob's good because if you're going up against a line, what happens? You can fire on them with 8 or 9 ships immediately. You can start all of your ships firing, while 90% of their fleet is still stuck at the back of the line, doing nothing. You are utilising your resources more efficiently. So you might think, okay, the blob is clearly superior. And it is at the start of the fight, especially as the enemy tends to prefer lines over blobs. But there is a downside, which is, if the enemy has got a strong enough fleet, then there are still good ships further down the line. You may be able to annihilate the first couple of ships, but then what's going to happen? Your fleet's going to lose order. Your flimsy ships that should be at the back might suddenly be at the front. Ships can't turn, they're hitting each other. That doesn't do damage, but it does mean they can't effectively bring their broadsides to bear. all of a sudden, you've got a sensible line of enemy ships that are just broadsiding you all the time, and your ships can't get into a sensible position. They can't retreat, they can't move, it's a bit of a mess. However, in this fight, the blob is 100% the way to go, because Sweden has only 3 or 4 competent fighting vessels. They're going to be at the front of the line. The AI always puts its best, toughest vessels at the front, which makes sense. You don't put your vulnerable ships at the front. They're valuable and too easy to destroy with a quick broadside, so they're going to be at the rear. My blob is going to move in, annihilate the front of the Swedish line, and by the time my blob starts to lose cohesiveness, all that's going to be left is a handful of brigs and sloops that can't do anything to my galleons or to my flutes or to my 5th or 6th rates, and then it's just a question of isolating and annihilating the trade fleet. Still, let's just take a moment to, yes, appreciate the fleet too, as this is, I'm pretty sure by far the biggest, toughest fleet I've ever put together. And when I say I've put together, most of this is not mine. Obviously, I've put the galleons right up front because, yeah, one of these galleons has actually got 2 bars of experience, and oh bloody hell, that galleon will just not die. Just so many ships, and most of them are not even ours. Right, bring them together, end the deployment, and just as I suspected, Sweden, what may be a double line, but it's still effectively a line. So in which case, all units just move forward. We want to intercept the front ship. In fact, that's the Admiral. They've put their Admiral up front. I want him dead. So all ships begin moving in this direction on an intercept course. I want to just ram into this guy and annihilate him. I want him dead and exploded. Forget about capturing him. I don't care. I just want him to die. Behind him, there is a 6 rate. How deep does it go with competent fighting ships? There's another 6, then another 6 behind them. Then we're into brigs. That's it. Then we're brigs, then sloops, and finally treasure ships times 1,000,000 at the back. So, okay. He's trying to cross over us. So I would say the best thing we can do at this point is just start turning to meet him. Guys, a bit more in this direction. He's going to get the first broadside in. I got the first light knock there, but all I want is just to basically get up in his face. Now, he's going to think, aha, I've got a broadside right into the front of them. I don't care. That's a 5th rate. It can take it. I do not mind. His first shot goes into, oh, a galleon. Okay, well, good luck with that. Good luck. I'm sure that's going to go really well for you. So, okay, we're now moving into position to just basically swallow the Admiral's flagship. They're going to get a couple of really light shots in. We're now going to start laying down the fire. We actually get some good shots on the front of their ships right here. And we're just going to basically intercept this ship. We're going to fire on it from every bloody angle. This guy's going to start taking some knocks immediately. There goes another shot. That is a 6 rate. I don't care. And now the entire fleet just needs to start turning so that we're surrounding him. And straight away we're getting some good shots in over here too. So we're going to start turning, getting the shots in from all sides. We are just going to overwhelm their front line. Alright, just bring the group around. Even if the Admiral, we can't quite get the ideal shot on him. All these ships back here are going to start firing on all these ships right now. So my galleon's kind of stuck up on this guy. There's a big shot coming in right there. That's a massive hit. They've lost 5 guns already. They're going to lose pretty much all their fire. Their Admiral is being shot in the back. He's lost 4 guns already too. So now, honestly, just give them a wiggle. When you're in the blob, just occasionally give your ships a wiggle. They will find new targets. This ship is already massively under attack. There's about to be more fire coming on them. More ships coming in right there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now just tell them to wiggle back the other way. I don't care. Like, at this point, I'm not really concerned about precisely who's facing where. I just want them to change angle so they get more and more shots in. That is a massive shot right up the front. That'll be one of the galleons, I believe. So this ship is already... He's routing. One of their fighting ships is already routing. There's their Admiral. He's routing too, and he is being annihilated. So, okay. At this point, now we start sending the small ships in to mop up. So he's routing. Guys... If you can board, do it. But, Admiral, routing, 6 rate, routing, 6 rate, already surrendered. That's a 6 rate that belongs to me, assuming he's not sinking, which he might be, to be honest. But now this point, here we go. If they had a good line back here, like more ships than we've already engaged, they would now have the chance to just start firing on my ships, and they would be in a way better line than me. And at this point, yes, we can start picking off the little guys. That is 1 6 rate still in play. But we do have surrendered, just so much firepower, they are just giving up immediately. Also, I kind of forgot to chase down the Admiral, but he's now isolated from the rest of his fleet. So honestly, I'm okay with that. I tell you what, guys, start moving in this direction. Let's see if we can get some more shots in on the Admiral. If you guys all just go over there and just turn in this direction, I'll be willing to bet you can. Once it's just the trade ships, there's nothing they can do. So 1 brig is already routing. How much damage has my fleet taken? Just look at the bar down here. Basically nothing. Overwhelming firepower. The morale shock breaks them before they can do a thing. Alright, all ships turn, though you are turning into an absolute flipping mess here. Yeah, Admiral is kind of safe at the back over here. So we're just taking out the other ships first. The brigs are taking the brunt of it. But one Admiral with that much damage on one flank is not going to be able to do too much to me. Honestly, I'm kind of happy just to keep my distance, let him come to me. And while we just continue hammering what's here, yes indeed. This, by the way, is the danger of the blob. One of my ships has surrendered. It just got surrounded by some tougher ships because we had no sensible order to our entire line and just gave up. Now, fortunately, it won't matter, because we're clearly going to win this fight now. I put together a fleet that pretty much hard counters the Swedish fleet. But this is the danger. You can just lose little ships all the time. Alright, all ships, pull away from the trade vessels for now. They can't do a thing to you. It looks like Sweden has pulled together a backup line. So, 1 brig, still active. Admiral, still active. Brig, still active. Something has... you've surrendered already. Another brig there. It would be better for us to ignore the trade vessels for now and instead pull round in this direction. We've got the wind behind us. Let's just take out the rest of them immediately. So everybody just start moving in that direction. And now we can start laying down the fire on their Admiral. Alright, momentarily, we'll be getting better and better shots in on him. In fact, if we just change the angle a little bit, guys, we should start getting some shots in sooner, actually. Here we go. Fire starts coming in. These guys are steady for now. That probably won't last. Yeah, we're just going to swarm what's left of them. And here we go. It's time for the morale shock to end all morale shocks, which is I'm now going to change everyone's angle to here. Everyone's now going to turn, and I would like everybody who suddenly picked up a shot to take out the Admiral. So fire. More fire, more fire. That was 3 shots in a row. They cannot be happy about that. They've already lost like half their hull just in that exchange right there. And now we just keep on turning. Give them the old wiggle. Make sure everybody gets a new firing line. There we go. Admiral is now routing again, and even more fire is coming in. We're just, yes, crossing them right now. Last few ships are starting to panic and turn away. You are in a lot of trouble, buddy. You are going to be annihilated. There's my Admiral right there in good shape. I've kept him in the middle. Nice and safe, also passing on morale bonuses to everyone around him. Absolutely lovely. So, okay, guys. Start bringing it around. I think at this point, we're pretty much ready to start mopping up the trade ships. Okay, I believe at this point, every ship is either sunk or surrendered that can fight. There is now nothing left but trade vessels. At this point, my battle objective has changed. I no longer wish to win, I wish to capture. So everybody is being put over to chain shot. I want none of these ships getting away. We are simply going to annihilate all their mass, so they can't run. Because I don't want to accidentally sink anybody, and they're just as likely to, yes, surrender and panic and rout and waver and whatever when they're taking shots from huge amounts of chain shot as anything else. Now, I'm aware trade ships do, of course, have cannons, but honestly, barely any. It doesn't even count. We're just going to tear them apart, no trouble. They're already not going to be happy about anything. And yeah, once they've lost their sails and once they keep coming under fire, they'll pretty much immediately surrender. Alright, turn everybody around, and here comes the rest of it. You, buddy, have now just been, yeah, completely demastered. So he's routing, but, you may notice he ain't moving. Yeah, can't really move because he hasn't got any form of propulsion right now. So as a result of that, we just need to get my troops near enough to capture him. He'll surrender pretty much immediately. We're just firing on everybody from every side. There comes some lovely shots from the rear. Steady for now. That's not going to last. These guys, while they do have cannons, it's nothing. Against my galleons and whatnot, there's nothing they can do. Now just give my ships a bit of a wiggle, just so they all start facing different angles, and you'll start noticing all sorts of other shots coming in too. There we go. Surrendered. And because we took down the mast rather than using normal shots, yes indeed, no damage to the hull. This ship is ready to continue trading immediately. I don't want these ships damaged, I want them disabled. Oh, there goes another mast right there. It is now nothing but huge volumes of chain shot. Just look at this. Look at all these ships that are flashing, but not leaving. They've all surrendered. We've pretty much captured the entire Swedish fleet. You know what? I'm going to give these guys credit. Despite everything that's going on around them and the complete inability to move their ship, they have still... There we go. They finally got the memo. And, oh my flipping goodness. That's huge. 8,000 gold in prize money. And I'm pretty sure I can't even actually take all these because I don't have enough space in my fleet. Okay, move in all the trade ships because we want all of them. But at this point, I'm not even sure what actually happens if I try and add them to the fleet. I mean... where do they go? I don't know. I've got a fleet of 26 right now, which isn't... it's not allowed. So, okay, you know what? Guys, you can go back down, actually. I don't want the brigs. The brigs could just, yes, they could just go. But if I'm allowed to form, like, a second fleet, I will take it. Yep, that just forms a second fleet, and amazingly, something just made it away. Okay, who managed to escape? A badly damaged 6 rate. Gotcha. Well, fun fact, buddy. We ain't done with you yet. Step 1, remove every single, yes, Indiaman trade ship. And bring them over here. Alright, this is... oh, that's one hell of a trading fleet. Fighting vessels, meanwhile, you guys ain't done yet. Alright, I don't want a single Swedish ship in these waters. And as we move to intercept the last Swedish vessel, oh, we've got a lovely day for it too. Oh, better and better. He doesn't appear to be, turning, like, at all. So, we're just kind of going straight at him right now. He's just about to be attacked from every angle going, using every ship we've got. There's some good damage right there. Here comes my galleon too. That's some lovely, lovely fire. Alright, so he's lost most of his guns. Just in case that wasn't good enough, I've got a flank coming on this direction. You guys should be ready to fire if you have not already as well. And, okay, lovely. He surrendered. Great, well done. Right, welcome to the fleet, buddy. Because at this point, yes, all these little fights, they're good. Because it means my admiral is just getting better and better and better. So the fleet gets mightier and mightier, and the admiral gets better and better, but we're still not done. Because I know for a fact, somewhere around here, oh, looky, looky, it's the Spanish. So let's go get ourselves even more trade ships. Okay, on this occasion we are moving very slowly into the wind, so honestly we'll just let the Spanish come to us. They've got, yes, an admiral who's a galleon. Never underestimate a galleon. A galleon can cause a lot of trouble. So I want to make sure he's taken care of first. Gonna stick with just normal cannon because, yeah, enough cannon fire will break his guns down. He's already down 10. He's taken a bit of a knock in a previous engagement at some point or another, possibly against me. I'm not sure. So, yeah, just focus on that. Take out guns on one side. Once he's pretty much toothless, then we can work on, yeah, figuring out how to break him. Alright, we're moving into attack range. Everybody start turning to face him. If you'd be so kind, just so we can get a few light knocks in. We're now going, yeah, 90 degrees to the wind, which should work a bit better for us. I just want to make sure we've got him surrounded, not just engaging him on one side, because that's the best chance we've got of morale shocking him. Here we go. He gets his first shot in on a 5th rate, who can very happily take it. So, at this point, he just continues moving forward, and he's about to walk into a world of pain once we start getting every ship around him from every angle. Because now we can start firing on his rear, and no ship likes being fired on into the rear. So there we go, that's going to do a little bit of damage immediately. In fact, you know what, that's a good start right there. 6 rate's taken a bit of damage, a 6 rate is absolutely outclassed by a galleon, but enough concentrated fire should be able to take care of this. So at this point, guys, I would say the rest of you, turn hard to starboard, alright? I want you guys firing with your left flanks. And in just a moment, here we go, here we go, here we go. He gets one more shot in. We're now taking out the bloody trade ship. He'll be retiring momentarily. No trouble there. Please stop wasting your shots on that guy. We don't want to break him. He's... Okay, you know what? Or keep firing on him. Whatever. Please prioritize the actual target anytime you're ready to. There we go. Here comes more of a fight over there. He's lost 2 more guns already. So now I'm just going to start individually managing a handful of ships. So, for example, if these guys just turn over here, they'll get a broadside right into his rear. You, if you just turn a little bit in this direction, you'll get a good broadside right up the back too. So just, here we go. Here comes one good broadside right there. You guys are about to do precisely what I just said. You guys just need to turn a bit more in this direction. Start firing from the front. When a galleon's in the field, be careful. Play it carefully. Individually manage your ships. He's already wavering. This is precisely what I wanted to say. So now there's going to be fire coming from every flipping side. You're about to fire momentarily. You're about to fire momentarily too. You guys will be ready to fire from the front any moment. Here comes fire from the rear, fire from the right. And there we go. He goes down, no trouble. But he could have been an issue. He could have taken down one of my ships without too much of a problem. I'm taking all of it. I'm taking the lot. Okay, that's the South American Trade Theatre figured out. And at this point, we're also shipping 1,800 somethings. So, yes, that's going to have a very positive uplifting effect on the economy. Next turn. Love it. Do we know what it is? It's either coffee or tobacco. I don't know whether you can actually tell, by the way, aside from just going to Trade Theatre and looking what you're shipping. Oh, it's sugar! I'm just continuing my domination of the sugar trade. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't want you to be trading sugar. Now, is it different on each one? If I go over to here, you'd still trading sugar at this point. It's still sugar. Okay, fair enough. Sugar's sugar, I suppose. I'm not going to say no to that much money. But here's what I really want. I want the spices back. Now, Spain kicked me out of the Indies. And that was not cool. That was my territory from the start of the game. So, we're not sending the fleet home at this point. Oh, no. No, 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 no. We're sending the entire fleet to the Indies to clear it out. Though, to be honest, do I need to? I have got, inside this fleet, right now, 3 galleons and 2 flutes, who are strong fighting ships who can also trade. I feel like if I just sent those guys with the entire trade fleet to the Indies, and then my normal fleet can come back home to deal with any Swedish problems, or indeed could actually just nip across the Atlantic to deal with the Swedish who are hanging around in West Africa, that might be the better bet. Maybe I'll leave them a couple of 6 rates just as supporting fire in case more comes in or something, but that should be enough. But yeah, seriously, I just want these guys to make their way to the Indies next turn. It's going to be hilarious. Yes, and don't forget we have had a small rebellion here in Berlin, because they are a little bit sick of the fact I, yes, have marched in and taken their territory. Get them a bawdy house for additional happiness and ideally additional rakes. We can use them to spy on Poland. But yeah, wouldn't hurt for this general to get a bit of experience, so honestly, just send him over here and, oh, it's just basic, lads. Okay, you know what? Just auto-resolve at that one, barely any losses, no trouble at all. The game generally will not give you negative traits for your general being an idiot or something when you were just auto-resolving. So yeah, he just becomes confident, no major problems or benefits there. Get him back over in this direction. And having cracked down on the rebels, that leads to an increase in public order, because I've just demonstrated that people who rebel get shot. So as a result of that, things are going to start calming down as time goes by. Meanwhile, 1 grand to get you guys back up to snuff. And there is one more thing we could add in if I've got the, here we go, dragoons. Tactically useful, honestly a bit expensive, but these guys make good garrison troops. So when they're inside an army that's doing a garrison, they lead to bonus garrison points. A single unit of dragoons can just go around being the local police. So as a result of that, yes, in a territory like this, it would not hurt to have 1 unit of dragoons standing by. As for the rest of the army, you guys are doing fine, to be honest, but provincial cavalry, no. No. You can go, we've got better cavalry. Would be better instead to just get ourselves, how many cannons do you guys have? Not many cannons. Let's just get you a handful more cannon here as well, and a handful more, grenade lads. Okay, grenades are never not fun, especially if the Polish might come in and try and make their way through a breach. So having some grenades to meet them, oh, go on, why not? So that's now going to be a full stack army. Brilliant. I love it. Money's gone again, by the way. It just seems to disappear. Sometimes I don't really know where. It just happens. That fleet could do with some, oh, I probably can't afford the repairs anymore. Just bring them right here. The Swedish are in no position to actually engage against us. So yeah, we're gaining quite a bit of piracy right there, which is nice. You guys are now threatening the actual Swedish capital, meaning they'll probably panic and try and bring all their troops back here, which at the bare minimum means, yeah, Norway and Denmark are safe for now. Meanwhile, elsewhere, is there anything else worth doing for the time being? Well, actually, if I had the money, I can now upgrade all of my plantations. So, next turn, I think we should definitely try and set aside some funds to do that. Now, how are you guys doing? Okay, you are healing up nice and slow, but you know, it is happening. If I take you guys off taxation right now, would you be happy if the army just walked off? And the answer is -3. Colonial militia, you're completely bloody useless. Yeah, you guys are pretty cost efficient for what you are. So 1 native musket man as well. You guys get over into the boats. Where's the port? Around here. Oh, it's the other side of the bloody island, of course it is. In which case we just drop them off over here, pick it up next time, because Cuba is too good to not take. Cuba is going to be mine, and Cuba is a huge amount of money. And there's not much tobacco in the world right now. I bet that's actually really valuable. So tobacco is 20. Yep, that is the 3rd most valuable trade good in the world, because there just isn't that much of it floating around. And seriously, so much sugar. We are flooding Europe with sugar right now. Once we've done taking every Caribbean island, honestly, I would be okay with making peace with Spain for the time being. Alright, because there are other things I would like to do. I was kind of mentioning this last week, which is the Great Maratha Steamroll has begun. They have now invaded Persia. They're coming rapidly up on the Mediterranean. You do not want the Maratha, once they get going, to be holding Mediterranean ports. Because these guys can become the doomstack to end all doomstacks. Okay? Somebody needs to stop them. And an opportunity might be when they make war on the Ottomans, which they're going to do. When that happens, it might be my opportunity to start causing some trouble back home. After all, Ceylon originally belonged to me. And I can't win the game until I occupy it, together with, yes, the very southern tip of India itself. So, moving into this territory could be a good idea. Now, it's going to be difficult and expensive to hold, and the Maratha Confederacy is no pushover. They will defend themselves fiercely, but it will also give me access to huge amounts of tea and spice. There's also good cotton around here as well. That is currently, yeah, one of the most valuable trade resources in the game. That's the 4th most valuable at the moment. So, yeah, having a giant pile of all that stuff, this war might even be profitable. So, I think we need to start thinking about coming up with a status quo that we can confidently hold in Europe. So, first things first, Sweden's got to be significantly neutered. I'm pretty confident, meanwhile, I can just hold Berlin against Poland. Me and Britain stay friends, our navies dominate the seas. I maintain a fleet in the Baltic strong enough to deal with any trouble coming in. Britain guards the channel, and thanks to my trade routes, I maintain visibility of anything dumb Spain is doing. But buying peace with Spain might well be an interesting idea, yes. But okay, situation looking good. Those are my thoughts for the future. That might be the right move to make, ultimately. For now, though, yeah, let's see what the Swedish have got to say. And as I suspected, looks like, yes, Sweden are just going to hide in Stockholm and try and wait out the siege. Which is not a bad idea, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's even nearly enough. And seriously, guys, are you actually going to try and do this right now? No, but they're trying to break out. They don't like the fact I'm blockading the Baltic. Right now, they can't do anything about it, so... Okay, big Maratha armies, just be aware. Maratha, not a joke. Oh, and here's nice. The Barbary states want peace. Which basically just means they're going to, yeah, stop raiding my trade routes. I'll flip and take it, mate, no trouble. Oh, bloody hell, we've got ourselves a brand new cabinet. There was an election. And some of them would appear to be useless. And the president is just bad. And we can't fire him, he's just the president. So, for the next few turns, unfortunately, we're losing prestige and everyone's going to hate me. Which is just beautifully good news. And finally, with that bloody technology being done here, so we can finally start building some beautiful buildings around the Empire, we can also get division of labour underway. That means even bigger buildings from various good quality plantations, and the first big upgrade to ports. So, improves export capacity if you're, yes, a port out in a colony, or alternatively, more trade routes back home. We want this, definitely. But yeah, I think we're ready to begin the siege of Stockholm. No need to move in right this second. Now, they won't surrender in 5 turns, but you really do not need to worry about that. Instead, for the time being, yeah, just keep the siege going. I'll let my troops heal up one more turn. They've got 4 cannons outside the city. I'd like my cavalry to be in good shape, so I'm confident I can move in and isolate and execute them. So, okay. Continue the siege 1 turn. I want to tell you what, I might have been underestimating that Swedish fleet, actually. 6 rate. And another 6 rate. That's not nothing. Okay, what have I actually got here? I've got 1 6 rate and a whole bunch of not much. Alright. Buddy, what could we do? We could get some more flutes out or whatnot. I'd say we might want to retreat just for the moment. Get a 6 rate out up in Norway. You guys retreat to Norway. Same time if you'd be so kind. By the way, just make sure these guys have not got... No. There's no actual troops here. Now, these guys could try and come around the corner and attack the Netherlands. They won't be able to make it this turn, but they might be moving into that position. Okay, guys. Full set of repairs. Let's get you back up to, yeah, ship shape. Still, don't forget the plan down south, which is, 1, send every single trading vessel all together down in this direction. And yes, do indeed deploy 1 additional 6 rate and 1 brig with them. So that should be plenty enough to deal with any trouble. So you guys, you're going back to the East Indies. Might take them a couple of turns to get there. You, meanwhile, you're going to the Ivory Coast. Now, as I said previously, focus on the good stuff. Start getting my best plantations leveled up. I can afford 1 more. Oh, I know precisely where that money's going. Right. So, Spain, say goodbye to your last Caribbean islands. And here we go. Abundant yield of tobacco. And because we never attacked the port, we can start trading immediately. So tobacco is... oh, that's good. So 30 barrels now. Let's get that up to 50. Absolutely love it. Okay, Poland is bringing up more and more troops. They're getting ready for a push. And I think Sweden are doing precisely what I feared they might be planning. Are they able to... okay, they went for the wrong port, which is interesting, but sure. Oh, never mind. They've done enough damage that I am actually bankrupt, as it turns out. Because, yes, they have taken some of my trade routes away. And also there's a lot of workers on strike. Because, okay, so they have just bankrupted me. I mean, well done. The problem is, yes, I don't have the trade capacity to fulfill most of my deals. Okay, let's see if maybe I could persuade them to come out and fight. If I just send the repaired fleet down to deal with all this noise. No, they don't much care. Meaning I've now got my own port under siege. Okay, I need money and I need it like, now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to send the fleet that just arrived in West Africa to track down and murder, yes, the Swedish. What's left of their forces. Alright, begin operation. Bloody hell, we desperately need money. Maybe the sea police will give me some. By virtue of just sailing up to anything Sweden have got, murdering it, and then selling it straight back to them. And, oh, there's the Shala. That's one of yours, buddy. I literally just took that off your fleet next to Brazil. Love it. Here we go. Prize money, 1,200 gold. I'll take it. I don't need these. Right, Berlin. You guys are paying taxes again. Sorry, we've got a bit of a national crisis going on. I don't have a single actual troop anywhere near my home territories. I can't force these guys out of the port. I just need to get a troop back to here in order to boot these guys out of the port. That's going to be not next turn, but the turn after. Then I need to repair the port, and the port is... oh, bloody hell. I've got 3 turns of basic bankruptcy to deal with at this point, where my trade income has been massively taken away. I need to deploy anything that could get back home. Okay, send a cavalry unit. Send a cavalry unit from Berlin over in this direction. Next turn, they can guaranteed get to the port, forcing these guys out to sea. Into a fight I might lose. Okay, if I whack up taxes in Europe, then for the most part, people will tolerate that. For now, anyway. No one's desperately thrilled, to be honest, but... well played, Sweden. They've just managed to trigger a massive economic crisis, highlighting just how utterly dependent I am on my trade network, because a single port breaks and my economy collapses. Okay, welcome to Empire Total War, where everything's ridiculous and the economy is wonderful, and why did this never come back? It's so bloody good, it's so interesting, next to how tax and trade normally works in Total War. So, okay, massive economic hole needs to be sorted out next time, and of course, the siege of Stockholm. It's time for some bloody revenge against these bastards. Now, the money from Stockholm, that might be useful too. These guys have got mines, towns, all the rest of it. We might just have enough money to push through all of this. So, join me next time as I try and figure out how the bloody hell we dig our way out of this hole. Hopefully, you join me for that. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Empire Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
This guy's enjoying that. This guy's enjoying his elephant a bit too much.
Oh my god.
In Fair Verona, we set our scene. Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big.
They've managed to glitch inside one of the buildings. Elephants in the rear! And then in come the chariot!